Why do you feel bloated even when you're eating healthy? I'm talking about those days when you're doing everything right, you're eating salads, vegetables, maybe smoothies, clean foods, and still your stomach feels heavy, tight, swollen. Sometimes by the end of the day, you literally look pregnant. And if that's happening to you, there's a very high chance the problem is not the food itself, it's your hormones. Hi, I'm Jaren, a dietitian and midwife. Here I share simple science-based tips on women's health, nutrition, pregnancy, and fertility. If you want to take better care of your health, hit subscribe and join me here. First, we need to understand one fundamental difference, that the female body is not linear, it's cyclical. That means your digestion, your metabolism, your energy, even your gut sensitivity, they all change depending on where you are in your menstrual cycle. If you're expecting your body to react the same way to the same food every single day, that expectation itself is the problem. Let's break down the two main hormonal phases in a very practical way. In the first half of your cycle, this is called the follicular phase, estrogen gradually rises. And in the second half, after ovulation, called the luteal phase, progesterone becomes the dominant hormone. Now, here's where it directly connects to bloating. Estrogen tends to support motility, meaning your gut moves food along more efficiently, transit time is faster, digestion feels larger, and most women notice they tolerate raw foods and fiber better in this phase. Progesterone, on the other hand, has almost the opposite effect. It slows down smooth muscle contraction in your gut. So what happens? Food stays longer in your intestines, and the longer it stays, the more the gut bacteria can ferment it, and fermentation produces gas. That's bloating. Now, here's the mistake most people make. They blame the food. They say, broccoli makes me bloated. Salad doesn't work for me. Beans destroy my stomach. And that's an oversimplification. The same exact food can feel completely different depending on your menstrual phase. Let me give you a very realistic scenario. You eat a big salad with raw vegetables one week. You feel great, light, energized, and you eat the exact same salad another week, and suddenly you feel heavy, gassy, uncomfortable, maybe even constipated. What changed? Not the food, your hormones. Most likely the second time was during your luteal phase, when progesterone is high and your gut is naturally slower and more sensitive. Now let's go one layer deeper, because this is where it gets really important. There's something called the gut hormone axis. Your gut is not just digesting food. It actually participates in hormone regulation. There are specific gut bacteria, sometimes referred to as the estrobolome, that help metabolize and eliminate estrogen. If your gut microbiome is imbalanced, estrogen can get reabsorbed instead of eliminated. This is called estrogen recirculation, and that can lead to increased bloating, more severe PMS, breast tenderness, acne, water retention. So now you have a two-way relationship. Hormones affect your gut, and your gut affects your hormones. Now let's move into the most important part. What you can actually do, not generic advice, practical phase-specific strategies. First, adjust your fiber type and amount based on your cycle. In the follicular phase, after your period, this is when your body handles higher fiber better. So this is a great time for raw vegetables, large salads, cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage. Higher diversity in plant foods. It's okay. Your gut motility is better, and fermentation is less likely to cause discomfort. But in the luteal phase, you don't need to eliminate fiber, but you need to modify it. Shift toward cooked vegetables instead of raw, lower volume, easier to digest meals, warm foods like soups and stews. Cooking breaks down fiber structure, making it less taxing on a slower gut. Second, be strategic with high FODMAP foods. FODMAPs are fermentable carbohydrates that gut bacteria love. Examples include onions, garlic, beans and lentils, certain fruits like apples, cruciferous vegetables. These are not bad foods, but in a slower digestive state, like the luteal phase, they can increase gas production significantly. So instead of removing them completely, cycle them. Eat them more freely in your follicular phase and reduce them when you're more prone to bloating. Third, manage stress because cortisol directly affects digestion. When cortisol is elevated, blood flow is diverted away from digestion. Enzyme production can decrease, gut motility becomes irregular. This can lead to both bloating and constipation. And here's the key point. You can be eating perfectly, but if your nervous system is dysregulated, your gut will not function optimally. Even simple things help. Slowing down before meals, not eating while anxious or distracted, taking 5 to 10 minutes to relax before eating, it's helpful. Fourth, how you eat matters as much as what you eat. If you eat too fast, you swallow air, you don't properly break down food mechanically, and your stomach has to work harder. All of this increases the likelihood of bloating. A very practical guideline. Chew each bite thoroughly, about 15 to 20 times. Put your fork down between bites. Give your body time to process. This sounds basic, but it has a measurable impact on digestion. Fifth, be careful with probiotics. Probiotics are not universally beneficial in all situations. Some people, especially those with gut imbalance or SIBO, actually experience more bloating when they stop probiotics. So instead of jumping straight into supplements, start with food-based sources. Plain yogurt, unsweetened, kefir, fermented vegetables in small amounts is helpful. And observe how your body responds. And finally, this is the mindset shift that changes everything. Your body is not inconsistent, it's responsive. If something works one week and not the next, that doesn't mean your body is broken. It means your body is adapting to a different internal environment. So instead of asking, what's the perfect diet for me? Ask, what does my body need in the phase, phase? Because when you align your nutrition with your hormones, a lot of these symptoms, especially bloating, become much more manageable. If it helps you, save the video, because this is not something you understand once and you're done. You'll probably need to come back to it. And if you want, tell me in the comments what symptoms you deal with the most. Bloating, PMS, acne, cravings, and all. Make more detailed videos especially.